Welcome friend, I'm so happy that you're here. If we haven't met before, hi, my name is Agatha. I'm a knitter and a crocheter from Minnesota in the United States, and I'm so happy to meet you. If you're so inclined so that we can get to know each other a little bit, feel free to go down to the comments and think about what is your favorite thing either in the whole world or just right now. Maybe you really like cats or dogs, or maybe you really like cake or chocolate. Whatever it is, feel free to go down to the comments and leave a little emoji if there is one, or just comment it. My favorite thing, I think right now, has gotta be apples. I'm super excited to be going out to an orchard maybe sometime soon and just buy way more apples than I could possibly eat all by myself. So let's get right into it. You know what this video is about. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. We are here to talk about crocheted magnetic needle minders. I am sure someone has done this before. I don't want to assume that this has never been done before. That would be crazy. Last week, I finally received yarn that I purchased from Knit Picks to make my first crocheted gift item. This is gonna be a scarf for the daughter of some friend of ours. She's probably 13 at this point, and I think that she would look super cute in a crochet granny square scarf. I'm super pumped about this idea. I get started right away as soon as I got the yarn, and of course I only have one darning needle left to weave in all of these ends. I've used to have a bunch of darning needles, and I have no idea how do they get lost. I have no idea where they go. But the reality is that I had only one darning needle available to weave in all of these ends, so I was babysitting the heck out of it. Of course, I lose the freaking darning needle. And I reached a breaking point. I'm like, there's a better way to do this. And I knew of the existence of needle minders just from different cross stitch and embroidery content that I watch on YouTube from different channels that I follow. If you don't know what a needle minder is, it's basically a pin that people will put on their projects that have a magnetic effect to them, so that it can stay stuck to the needle minder and that way you won't lose it. So I go online, I buy a 40 pack of darning needles, and I also start looking at needle minders. And I realize that they are not really that cheap. They're like $13 each, and that's for the cheapest ones that I was able to find. So of course, if the cheapest needle minder that I was able to find was $13, then I am going to spend twice as much to just buy the materials and make them myself. Why can't I just crochet myself a little amigurumi, a little keychain or something, and then just stuff it with magnets inside, and then just have that as a needle minder? But I wasn't able to find any videos on YouTube or any patterns on Ravelry specifically for magnetic needle minders. And again, I can't imagine that I'm the first person who's ever come up with this idea. Obviously, needle minders already exist. But I also realized I've never heard of anyone talking about magnetic needle minders or keychains or anything of the sort. And maybe you haven't either. And I'm here to tell you, it's a great idea and you should definitely make one for yourself. So I went online and I bought $20 worth of magnets. And I'm gonna put all of the information on these two items down in the description just in case you wanna buy exactly the same things that I did. But this was basically a 30 pack of magnets of a size that I think is pretty good for small keychains or small items. You don't really need more than this. And then I also bought these hijab magnets, which I had never seen or really thought of, but I had a very specific idea for one type of keychain, and I thought that these would work. So basically, these hijab magnets are a two-piece with rounded tops. Oh my god. These are pretty strong magnets. Like, it's crazy how strong these are. Like, I'm scared. Because they really snap together pretty tightly. My idea initially was, what if I make like a little bear or a little rabbit or any sort of little forest creature, right? And I made it long arms, right? You're imagining this, right? Imagine it with me. A little rabbit with long arms, and then maybe at the ends of the arms to put the magnets so that it could, like, you would put the magnet on the rabbit and then close the little arms, and then it's almost like hugging your needle and safekeeping it for you. I thought that was a very cute idea. So I'm gonna take you along with me to try to make as many magnetic needle minders as I can in a very short amount of time. Let's see how it goes. If you've been to my channel before, you might recognize this yarn. This is 100% cotton yarn by Studio Sam & Co. You can find it on Amazon in these 2 different color packs. They bring 10 balls of 50 grams each, 1 in pastel colors, 1 in really bold, bright colors. And I knew that this was going to be the perfect yarn to make my needle minders. So 2 or 3 weeks ago, YouTube recommended this video tutorial to me. It's called the Granny Square Chicken by Sweet Softies. It is the most adorable thing I have ever seen, and I knew that I would want to make it someday. I did not expect to be making it so soon. But if you're interested in it at all, she has the free video tutorial on her YouTube. She has it for free in her website as well, or you can buy it on her Ravelry store, and I believe that she sells it on Etsy as well for just $4. She has the cutest amigurumi patterns out there. I would love to make a lot more of her patterns, but for now, I just went ahead and I bought the pattern on Ravelry because I wanted to support her in that way. So as I'm editing this video, I'm getting the impression that a needle minder is a very specific object that's flat, and it doesn't tend to be something that you can stick your needles into. So I believe that what I'm making today can be better categorized as a pin cushion. And I didn't want you to reach the end of this video and be confused, like, what the heck? You made a pin cushion, not a needle minder. I'm so sorry for the confusion. I didn't know that there was a difference. But if you live in a region where maybe there is no differentiation, or if maybe English is not your first language, well then now you know, and we all learned something new today. And it's right around here when I realized that if I wanted to make a little amigurumi with long arms and magnets in their hands so that it could hug your needle, it was gonna have to be a much bigger amigurumi than this one. It just looked really silly. So maybe in the future I'll make something like that, but it's not gonna be today.
Also, before I forget mentioning it, this little bunny that I'm making right now, I got inspiration of making it from Sweet Softy's other pattern called the 15-minute bunny. It ended up being completely different from her pattern, but I did use it as a starting off point. So definitely go check it out. It is also super cute, but it is better suited for chenille yarn and not really thin cotton yarn like what I'm using today.
So, we're back to the present, and I got so many things done. I am so proud of the cute little things that I made. Like, look at this. Look at him. He is so freaking cute. We were watching the movie Tommy Boy while I was making this, so of course his name is Tommy. I think this is my favorite one. Seriously. I love how he's just like a cute little voodoo rabbit. And then we've also got the chicken. The chicken is so freaking cute. Look at his silly little face. Let me fix the beak a little bit. I love her so freaking much, and just works perfectly as something that I can just keep on my table as I'm working, and I can just pin these right on top if I want to, or just have the magnets do their thing. It works really well. I am so pleased with how this chicken came out. And then we have the little apple. I love how the little apple came out. One of the things that I was concerned about when I started these projects was I thought that the best way to go about it to make sure that you know exactly where the magnet is located is to make something that's actually like pretty flat. I know that a lot of very popular patterns right now for different amigurumis are very chunky. All the rave right now is really chunky ducks, very chunky rabbits, very chunky frogs, very chunky bees. And I didn't think that that would be the way to go, just because I want to, like I said, make absolute sure I know precisely where the magnet is located. So when I did the apple, I knew that it was a little bit of a It was gonna be a little bit of a test just because I can't make a flat apple. I suppose I could, but I didn't want to. So I do encounter that problem that I had anticipated was gonna happen, which is I don't exactly know where the magnet is located. I do use the leaf as a little bit of an indication. I did try to make the leaf sit right above where the magnet is. That works, but I do end up just preferring to stick it in because it's kind of easier than trying to figure out where the magnet is. So I went on a Discord server that I'm a part of, and I asked for more ideas on things that I can do. And someone recommended that I do a mushroom, which I thought was such a cute idea, but it didn't quite work out the way that I was thinking. So this is what I have right now. But yeah, this was my idea, for them to be separate. So that, oh my god, stop messaging me. I'm trying to record here. Alright, so my idea was to have them separate so that when I'm ready to use it, I can just pop off the cap and then I can just put this down on my table and I can just use it like that. But there's a problem with that idea, and that is that if I had made it exactly the way that I was thinking, so that I would put a little string at the bottom of the stem where it would hold off from, then it would kind of hang like this. Like, I would want it to hang upright. But then what would be the purpose of the removable stem? I'm still thinking about this one. Maybe I'll still do it because I do really like how the mushroom cap came out. But yeah, think about earlier in the beginning when I asked you what your favorite thing is. Why don't you just make that into a little amigurumi, just a little something, if you know how to crochet, of course, or try to make it into knitting. I feel like making little stuffed animals in knitting just sounds a lot more complicated than just making it with crochet is. But in any case, maybe just use that as inspiration on something where you can make yourself a magnetic needle minder. Let me know down in the comments what kind of inspiration does this give you so that you can make your own magnetic needle minders. Tell all of your friends about it. I would love to see 1,000 crocheted magnetic needle minders all over the internet. It's just a smart idea. Don't keep losing your darning needles unnecessarily. Make yourself one of these. They honestly give me so much joy. They're just so freaking cute. I mean, come on. How can you say no to this face? So, I'm gonna leave you guys at that. I hope that this video gave you a lot of inspiration on things that you can make yourself, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye for now.